Columbus statue, with his hands covered in red. Police were on Wednesday trying to track down vandals who defaced a statue of Christopher Columbus, Indiana Central Park, covering the bronze's hands in red paint and scrawling on the plinth, "Something's coming." Columbus statues in New York are at the center of a heated debate over the appropriate way to mark the country's history, following the fatal riots last month sparked by the decision to remove a Confederate statue in Charlottesville, Virginia. Bill de Blasio, the mayor of New York, said that the city would review its own monuments to assess whether they were appropriate, while President Donald Trump in turn asked whether removing Confederate monuments would lead to the eventual hiding of statues of slave-owning founding fathers, such as George Washington. The 125-year-old bronze statue in Central Park was on Wednesday partially covered in a cloth as park employees scrubbed the image clean. Columbus statue in Central Park. Columbus has been blamed for torturing and ordering the murder of indigenous people while he was the governor of the island of Hispaniola in the Caribbean, and for causing the eventual expulsion of Native Americans from their land. Maurice Darrell, 32, a Central Park drummer who goes by the name of Showtime B. Hood, said he gave police leads on a possible suspect. He stood in front of the statue and recorded a Facebook Live message to the alleged perpetrator, explaining that he had a confrontation with a rival musician who said on Saturday he was going to vandalize the statue as revenge for being removed from the park. "Trust me, I know, because he said he was going to do it on Saturday," said Mr. Darrell. "I didn't believe it, but now here I am on Tuesday. And I see it. I hope they catch your ass and lock you up." Workers scrubbed the hands clean on Friday. Mr. de Blasio announced the members of a commission to recommend what to do about statues and other monuments in New York City that he has called symbols of hate. But in doing so, the mayor seemed to backtrack from his initial vow. Instead of conducting a full review of hateful iconography, the commission has 90 days to develop guidelines on how the city should address monuments seen as oppressive and inconsistent with the values of New York City, according to a news release. Mr. de Blasio's spokesman condemned Tuesday's attack on the statue. "The mayor thinks vandalism is wrong and never the right approach to these conversations or monuments," a spokesman said. A spokeswoman for Melissa Mark Viverito, the city council speaker, who first raised the issue of Columbus statue, said defacing the Central Park bronze was unacceptable and does nothing to facilitate necessary conversations about New York City's historical monuments. Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York State, whose grandparents emigrated to the U.S. from Italy, said that the statues of Columbus are symbols to honor the Italian-American heritage and their contribution to New York. He continued, "Part of that heritage is to stand against discrimination and honor the diversity in New York. We have zero tolerance for any acts of racism, discrimination or intolerance of any race, religion or nationality."